With boxer Francis Warren here. It's a nice day.
It's a nice day. Nice day for a round of golf.
Very lucky because it could have been blistering rain and that would have ruined the entire event. But different. I was expecting a media workout, but everyone's having a round of golf.
It's just a bit different, you know. You've got to think a little bit outside the box. So no, it's nice. Nice backdrop, the O2 in there, and you've got the city over there. So yeah, it's a nice day.
Definitely. Let's talk about this weekend. A huge show for you guys. Obviously, you've got the main event. We'll start with the main event. John Ryder and Zach Parker. Great fight. And obviously, you and Matchroom, obviously Frank Moran and Matchroom working together. Big statement?
No, I think it's been done before. I'm sure it'll happen again. It's just the most important thing is delivering the fights for the fans and fights for our guys. And obviously, Zach Parker's got the opportunity to go and win an interim world title, interim title that Canelo holds a full version of. So obviously, Jack and John have got a big carrot at the end of a stick. But obviously, first things first, they've got to take care of each other on Saturday night, and obviously back in our guy to come through and do the business.
A lot of people are suggesting, obviously, it's a big boxing weekend. This is probably the most closely contested fight from all the fights happening this weekend. Would you agree with that? Yeah,
I would agree with that. I think if you put John Ryder's achievements down on paper and Zach Parker's ambition on paper, I think that the two clash very, very well. John's obviously been there and done it. Had a great win last time against Jacobs. Close decision, lost to Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith. Zach Parker's been, in blistering form. But this is definitely his breakout fight. The fight that if he does come through this, and everyone will properly stand up and take notice, puts him firmly on the world scene. So yeah, there's a lot at stake for both guys, and it's an intriguing matchup. Obviously John Ryder's, he's a come forward fighter with terrific boxing skills. Zach Parker's big, strong, rangy, powerful. So it's got all the elements to be a real classic.
What is the situation with the belt? Is there a possibility the winner of this fight could end up just being elevated to a world champion at some point?
Well, that's always a possibility when you're interim champion, if the full champion vacates. But that's probably unlikely to happen with Canelo because obviously his status as world champion with the governing bodies is very important to them. So I think you fight for what's available, and it's a very prestigious belt to be fighting for on Saturday, and I'm sure both guys will be 110% full throttle.
Hamza Shiraz, a lot of people are kind of writing off River Wilson Bentley, and I was involved in some online chats last night, and people are suggesting it's a walkthrough. Obviously, I followed River's career for a while. I don't think it is. I think it's a potential banana skin.
Well, sometimes the occasion can make, the man rise to occasion. So, and I think you write off any boxer at your peril. So Hamza Shiraz will be approaching this as if it's his, every fight's a world title fight for him now, because a loss could be, is a setback. So Hamza's a consummate professional, as I'm sure River is, in his preparation for this fight, and both guys will be. I just think it's disrespectful to write anybody off in any sport or any walk of life. So I think you've got to take it very, very seriously, and as I'm sure Hamza is, and may best man win. Obviously, again, I'm going to back my guy, back our guy, and wish both guys the best of luck on Saturday. But I think Hamza can be world class. He's got some, still some learning fights to have, and some domestic, interesting domestic fights to be made there at middleweight. And I think he still needs to find his feet a bit at middleweight. It's only his second, third fight there after campaigning at light middle for the early part of his career. So everyone can make a world title fight. It's about making sure it's the right one at the right time. And I think it's the old adage, isn't it? Winning it's the easy bit, keeping hold of it's the hard bit. So it's about a career, not just a one-off fight.
Definitely. Obviously, it was kind of a last-minute type opponent. I think it was about 4 weeks' notice. Were you looking at any other names?
Last minute? God, so 4 weeks is last minute. I hate to see some.
What the boxers do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know what you mean. But no, it's a good opponent. A lot of people turn Hamza Shiraz down. He's in that category at the moment where people say, "Oh no, I don't need that. I don't need any of that trouble," because he's got a good title, got a great record. But words spread, and I think people. Rather than knocking other people, I'd give River Wilson credit for stepping up. That's all I say.
That's a fair point. Sam Noakes won the longest, in fact, probably the longest KO streak in British boxing, 9-0. Is he going to make it 10-0? Is that what you guys are hoping for?
That's what we're hoping for. He's moving into 12-round territory. against a tough Calvin McCord. You know, the Scots don't come down to England and lie down easy, so they're going to be, you know, he's going to be full throttle Calvin to try and stop the Noakes train. But I'm very confident in Sam. I managed Sam, and I've you know, very, very high hopes for him. And it's all about making sure that he's got the right fights at the right time. And I think this would be a real good step-up fight for him.
I know Sam's a lightweight, but there's obviously a lot of hype around Adam Azim, Dalton Smith, Pat McCormack. Obviously, Sam's in a similar sort of weight, and they could probably clash down the line. Is Sam kind of going under the radar? People aren't really recognising or putting his name out there amongst these other, you know, three names that I mentioned.
Well, I think, listen, Sam's just going about his business, and you know, again, it's all about making sure that, you know, this is a long career, you know, that these guys have, but they only get one crack at it. So you rush it at your peril, and I think we're just making sure that Sam does you know, he's looked after and taken care of properly. He's still, you know, he's still in his, you know, early part of his career. We've managed to pick up the Commonwealth title for him, which is a very prestigious belt, and one that I think should, you know, give him a launch pad to move on to slightly bigger fights every single time. But, you know, we're certainly not rushing anybody. And like you said, Sam's at lightweight, so those other guys are you know, a different weight to Sam. So, you know, one name that is at that weight is Pierce O'Leary. So, you know, he's fighting for his first title on Saturday as well. So, you know, these guys, just give them an opportunity to develop, opportunity to have their breakout fights, and their name will be up in lights soon enough.
Definitely, and obviously with regards to the Parker Ryder fight, is there any other any other fights the fans can keep an eye out for, where obviously you guys are working with other promotional outfits? Because you've shown that obviously doing fights with Boxer recently, and obviously this one with regards to Matchroom.
I'm sure there'll be a few on the horizon for next year, so watch this.
Are you working on any?
Watch this space.
And last question for you, Francis. There's obviously loads of boxing on this weekend. Other than your own show, give me one other particular fight that you might be looking forward to watching?
I'm looking forward to Dillian's fight. I really am. You know, just seeing how he comes back from the Tyson fight, and you know, we've got a lot of time for Dillian, and you know, I wish him all the best on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. And boxer's Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I wish him all the best Saturday. You know, he was good to work with, and you know, I wish him all the best.
Francis, I appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
All right, mate. Thanks you. Cheers, mate.